Okay, so here's some words that like men have changed the meaning of. Like, what the heck? That's not the real meaning. What the heck? You changed it. Men love the word respect. That's like all they use. But they be using it wrong. For example, I want a girl that respects herself, not like these thoughts showing their bodies and they have no self-respect. Beep, beep, beep. That's not what self-respect means. What you're trying to say is modesty. You like modest girls. Girls who don't like to show off their body and like to cover up. You could find one at your local church. A woman with self-respect means that she expects certain type of behavior and treatment from the people around her. Someone that stands up for themselves. A woman could shake ass on the internet and still have a lot of self-respect. But they are not modest at all. If she surfs with men, she doesn't respect our relationship. She don't respect me. Your boundaries are how other people treat you. For example, I don't want you to touch my hand. That is a boundary I can set. But I don't want you to touch other people's hand. That's not a boundary because it does not extend to other people. Not letting your girlfriend surf with men does not mean she's disrespecting the relationship or you. It simply means that she's doing her job. If you feel insecure, then you could have that conversation and say, hey, I would prefer if you do not do this because it makes me insecure. But somebody not following your command does not mean they're disrespecting you because you have no control over other people's bodies. Women are not property? What the fuck? The other word is boundaries, which are pretty much explained. Boundaries are only to yourself, okay? Think of it as a bubble around you. It does not extend to other people. You could set rules in a relationship and say you are not, like, respecting the rules we made in our relationship, but you are not the ruler. So nobody is disrespecting you or crossing boundaries because they're not completely under your command. Men will often use these words to make women feel bad about themselves because not having self-respect is a bad thing. But when you really look at the phrases and the sentences they're using, they're actually just trying to exercise their power and control over women. It's not actually about modesty, setting and following rules in the relationship, or communicating and setting healthy boundaries.
Hey y'all, this is the Sovereign Woman. Welcome back to my channel. I absolutely love this video. And I want to talk about a man's quote unquote respect. There is no woman on the face of the planet that should be walking around, moving about, dressing, acting like, walking like, talking like anything because you're trying to garner a man's respect. Please let that mindset go out of the window. Please. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay. First and foremost, let me say this. I can't think of a time in my life where I ever gave two craps about a man's so-called respect or disrespect of me. So for an example, I did a video a while ago where I was talking about how men love saying that you need to dress a certain way. You need to cover your body because if you don't, men won't respect you. If you cover yourself up, men will respect you more. And I have always responded to that by saying, who said I need a man's respect in the first place? I don't give a damn about that. And people usually look at me like I got two heads when I say that. But I have always been naturally rebellious. I rebelled against everything when I was growing up. My mom, my grandmother, who was like the most important person in my life, everybody around me. When people told me I couldn't do something, I did it. When people said you could do something, I didn't do it. It's just my natural personality. I'm going to rebel. So naturally, if I want to wear a short skirt or show cleavage or whatever, I'm going to do that if I feel like doing it. And I always say, when you're talking about a man's respect, I do things that I know men are going to find disrespectful. I do it on purpose. I don't care what you think. I literally don't. You couldn't pay me enough money to walk around caring about a man's respect. Now, here's the reason why you shouldn't care about a man's so-called respect. First and foremost, most men don't respect themselves. Most men will walk around and stick their pee-pee in anything with no condom. Do you think that that's the behavior of a person that respects themselves? No. Men will hoot and holler and catcall women. Do you think that that's respectful? It's not. The vast majority of men who are married cheat on their wives and or flirt with other women on a regular basis. Do they even respect their own marriage? Most likely not. The vast majority of men don't even go to the doctor to check on their health. Do you think they respect their body? No. So these same men who say this to you have zero respect for their health, their body, their wives, the feelings of their kids, so on and so forth. They don't have respect for women if they're saying, oh, she dressed like a whore, so I'm going to treat her like a whore. He's not a good man. Anytime you hear a man say something like that, he is the devil, literally. And I don't believe in the devil, but you get my point. He's not a good person. He's not a good person, because I grew up around men who were absolute garbage human beings. And then I also grew up around men who saw women, dressing quote unquote slutty and whatever else. And they're like, that's how she chooses to dress. That's her business. I'm not going to walk up to her and slap her on the ass and call her all out her name and say that she's disrespecting herself because of how she chooses to dress. That's her business. And those men who feel that way set the bar for the other men who say stuff like, well, if she dressed like a hoe, I'm going to treat her like a hoe. If you are going to treat a woman based on the article of clothing that she chose to wear that day, like I always say, you are not a good person. Now, if you don't like women who are not modest, that is fine. You have every right to say, I like women who cover up. But what gives you the right to feel like you can disrespect her? Wouldn't it make sense that you would just stay the fuck away from that woman altogether? Wouldn't that be the most logical thing? Men love saying they're logical. But the most logical thing would be, hey, I'm not going to hit on her because I think she's a whore. Now, I don't think you should say that out loud, but you have every right to think it in your mind. If that's what you think, that's fine. Why are you in her face? Why are you trying to get her phone number? Why are you trying to F her and F her raw? That means you're disrespecting yourself. You think she's a whore and you're willing to sleep with her and not protect yourself. Are you trying to catch something, quote unquote? Again, these men don't respect themselves. You shouldn't care at all what these men are talking about when they're talking about respecting somebody. You shouldn't care. Why would that ever be a concern of yours? And unfortunately, so many women are walking around tiptoeing on eggshells saying, oh, I'm not going to dress this way because my future husband might look at me and have a disrespectful thought. Or, my future husband might think I'm not wifey material because I have on a mini skirt. No, stop doing that. These men are going to disrespect you if they want to disrespect you anyway. I keep trying to tell y'all. These men are going to cheat on women like that the most. The ones who are submissive and who wants to be stuck in the house raising kids and folding a laundry all her life and who doesn't want to do anything. The reason why men want wives like that to begin with is because they want to dominate and control you. That is the whole reason. Think about why a man would want a woman to throw away her talents, throw away her life, throw away her dreams and her goals to be stuck in a house, washing clothes, folding laundry, cooking dinner, cleaning house, and raising children when she can be out there living her best life. No, he doesn't want you out there living your best life because number one, he doesn't care about you. And number two, he wants you at home so that he can control you. Yes, he's probably going to whip your ass. Yes, he's probably going to backhand you every now and then. Yes, he's going to absolutely be cheating on you. Yes, he's going to get bored of you. Keep on. The yeses will keep coming. But they want a doormat house dummy that will always be there for whenever they want to come home, whenever they feel like coming home, somebody that's going to always cook and clean for them, so on and so forth. That is why the vast majority of men want to get married anyway. And when I say the vast majority, I'm talking high 90 percentile. Think about that. If you were to ask a man, would he marry a woman who doesn't cook, doesn't clean, doesn't give him smacks whenever he wants it, who's not going to do his laundry? I guarantee you the vast majority of those men will say, hell no, because she ain't wifey material. That is how they see wifey material. Somebody that's going to take care of them like a mother. A mom they can F. That is literally why they want to get married. Take those things off the table and they don't want it because it has nothing to do with a woman's humanity. It has nothing to do with her personality, her drive, her ambition. what kind of, wonderful human being she is. No, nothing to do with that. It's all about your free body and your free labor. That's it. And y'all are tiptoeing, dying to get back into this, oppressive state that women were fighting and clawing their way out of just only a couple decades ago. And y'all are like, well, I want to be a stay-at-home wife and a mother. I don't want to do anything with my life. That's your business. But understand that y'all are walking around looking for a husband, stopping yourself from having fun, not experiencing your 20s the way you should be, which is going to college or learning a trade of some sort, and going to your friends' parties, and traveling and doing all the fun things, because you're not going to be able to do those things the same way or at all once you have kids and get married, because that's why men want to marry you, to trap you, to sit you down. But y'all are out here like, well, I want to find my husband and I got to do this and do that because I want him to respect me. He's not going to respect you. He's going to pretend that he's respecting you. He's going to tell you what you want to hear so that you think you're better than other women when he, gives you a ring or, sits you down with a bunch of kids or whatever. So you're going to think you're a kept woman when, yeah, you are a kept woman, but you're a kept doormat of a woman. The kept dummy. That's what you are going to become. Stop tiptoeing around men's expectations. They're not going to do right by you 9 times out of 10 anyway. The way you maintain your power when dealing with men is to give up nothing. If you want to dress a certain way, dress that way. If you want to wear makeup, wear it. If you want to wear weaves and eyelashes, wear them. Which, black women, I think we should stop doing that. But, hey, I support you if that's what you want to do. Stop living your life for men. It is not going to get you the outcome that you think. It's going to be the exact opposite of that, actually. Those men will get with you and say, oh, I don't respect women who wear a face full of makeup. I don't respect women who wear weave. I don't respect women who dress a certain way. I don't respect women who wear leggings and she knows she got a big booty. Like, who cares what you think, sir? If you don't respect women like that, you're not a good person, number one. But also, go find that bitch. I'm not her. And you should not be giving up things that you like to do over a man's quote unquote respect. Who cares? Live your life. Anytime you date somebody and they're trying to change you, automatically they are not the person for you. They are not compatible with you. It's okay to move about the cabin. Move around. Move on to someone else who is okay with your makeup if that's what you like to do. Okay with you dressing sexy because you look good, it makes him look good. I like men like that. I like men that are like, shit, she making me look good. I don't give a damn. If she feel confident and comfortable in that dress, let her wear it. Makes me no difference. I like men like that. The moment I sense a sneer of insecurity in a man, I lose interest because I already know where that's headed. You think you're going to be able to control me. You think you're going to nag me or nag me, and it's not going to work. And not only will it not work, I'm going to kick that ass to the curb and I'm going to move on with my life. And I implore women to live your life for you. You only got one life to live. Stop tiptoeing around a man's so-called respect when 99% of men don't respect their health, themselves, their wives. Them same men are married 9 times out of 10, or they have a long-term girlfriend. They don't respect the responsibility of fatherhood. They don't respect anything. Not even each other. If you are out and some man came up to you and started hitting on you, for an example, and you said, oh, I have a boyfriend, or I'm married, or I'm seeing someone, do you know what they're 9 times out of 10 going to say? Oh, you can't have no male friends? Oh, dang, he controlling like that? Dang, he can't even, oh, here, just take my number anyway. Or something to that effect. Because they don't have any respect for each other like that. Men pretend to have respect, and they do so only out of fear for their safety or fear of being cast down to the bottom of whatever little stupid, hierarchy that they put each other on. That's it. They just pretend to respect, and When it comes to the man code, the boy code shit, you know, where they take up for each other, even if they know a man is a pedophile, for an example, or even if they know a man is beating his wife and he don't turn them in. When it comes down to men actually standing up and fighting for something like that, they don't. That's not respect. That's fear. Okay. So when I tell you that they don't even respect each other, they don't. So they're always trying to impress each other, but don't have any respect for each other. What makes you think that they're actually going to respect you? So I want you to think about that. That's food for thought. That whole women respecting themselves and trope is just a way to manipulate and control you. Point blank, period. If you don't want to dress like a slut, that's fine. Do it for yourself, though. If you're naturally a modest woman, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't be walking around tiptoeing on eggshells because of what men think. I told y'all in many videos, these men will stick their pee-pee in dead people, animals, children, other men, and as many women as they can find. And sometimes as many men as they can find. They don't care. They don't care. So many men are like that. And y'all are out here, you know, advertising yourself as being submissive and you're going to be a good wife and all this stuff. And these men are out here effing turkeys. I mean, I know you fucking lie. But anyway, leave your thoughts below in the comment section. Subscribe if you have not. Let me know what you guys think. Like, share. I'll catch you guys in the next video.
All together, girls. 1, 2, 3. Fuck these men on the internet.